Hey everybody. We're finally seeing some sun here. It's been a lot of days of just rain and gloom, and it's just been, oh my god, we got so much rain over the past week. But it's finally getting some sunshine. It feels so good. But today I wanted to talk about these two bozos. You might be wondering, there's all that grass out there. Why aren't your horses eating it? Horse people know why. But I want to explain. So, I'm going to explain my, how I get my horses back on grass and, the reasonings behind it. So, horses have very delicate digestive systems. And you got to start them off when you're going from like less rich to more rich food. You have to do it really slowly. Most people do like 15-minute increments per day. I actually do it a lot slower than that, and I do it for a couple of reasons. So what I do is I introduce them for 15 minutes. I increase 15 minutes every 3 days for the first 2 hours, and then I increase them a half an hour for the next until I hit 4 hours on grass, and then I increase them an hour every 3 days. This is all every 3 days until they hit 10 hours, and then they're on full grass for like 16 hours through the rest of the summer. So it takes me from like, I start on May 1st usually, and it takes me until like the end of June to get to full days of grass for them. And I do that because, and I take it a lot slower probably than other people do, but I do it for a few reasons. One reason is that I'm super paranoid. I have not had an issue with doing it like this before, and I don't want to take a chance of it being an issue. And I also do it because it ends up taking them a little bit longer to get on grass, to get on full days of grass, obviously. And I have limited grass. I don't have like a huge field, and so, I don't know if you might not be able to see it, but I don't know how many acres it is exactly, but it's not a huge field, and to have two horses on it for 16 hours a day, they eat it down pretty quickly, even with one in a grazing muzzle. I try to have both of them in grazing muzzle, but my Friesian, I can't keep it on her. So that's an issue. She'll rub it off within like a half an hour, and I have tried all the different things, all different kinds of grazing muzzles, all different ways of trying to keep it attached to her face, and it never works. So I've given up. She can eat whatever she wants at this point. I've given up. But anyway, so that's why I really take my time with it, is to preserve pasture, and also because I'm paranoid about their gut health. And I want to introduce them really, really slowly because of that. So they're still eating hay for now. They're up to a half an hour of grass as of yesterday morning. They were very upset with me for taking them off of it this morning. And they're kind of at a point now too where they get to this point where they start to eat a little bit less hay because they're sick of it and they want the grass. And once they get a taste of the grass, then they eat less hay. So they didn't even finish their hay yesterday because they were like, well, screw this. It's not as good. But the other thing, I've almost got the manure pile out of here. It's taken me a couple weeks, but it's almost gone. And once that's gone, we dump straight into the trailer, and I go once a week. It's great. But man, going like 3-4 days a week for like a month and a half, 2 months it's a lot of time. So a lot of my time will be freed up once that's gone. And that'll be great. And then I'll get to start working on the pig area, which I haven't had a chance to even touch yet. But my husband and I did talk about it and how we're going to set it up. So now I just got to start cleaning it up. And that's kind of my next, after I get the manure pile out of here, my next task, aside from getting the gardens started, because that's going to be soon. Because I'll be able to start planting in another like week or two. The weather looks like it's going to be fantastic. So anyway, just a quick video on horses and their sensitive bodies. I remember reading something like someone talked about whoever said healthy as a horse never actually owned a horse. Because it's true. Horses are always hurting themselves. They're always, something's always happening to them. I mean, my two are actually fairly like okay with that kind of stuff. Like they're actually not. Quinn's never, I don't think she's ever injured herself. I mean, a cut, scratch here and there, but she's never injured herself. Lulu, so far, knock on wood for both of them. But Wynn has colicked a few times, and that's a bellyache for those of you who don't know. Due to ulcers, Lulu gets very, she pretends to colic when she gets upset when she gets emotionally upset. Like when I took her to her first show a couple of years ago, she was a wreck and she didn't know what to do with herself, and then she wouldn't eat and she wouldn't poop for hours, and it was very stressful for both of us. So yeah, horses they're delicate creatures. They don't look it because they're gigantic, but they are. And that's why you need to introduce your horse really slowly to grass. Maybe not as slowly as I do, but I have not had an issue with it so far. So it's working for me, so that's why I'm going to keep doing it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed seeing the sunshine a little bit. Sorry I didn't do a video yesterday. Things got really busy. But I will be back next week. Hope everyone has a great weekend. And yeah, if you enjoyed this, like it, hit the like button, share, subscribe, and hopefully things will be a lot drier next week. Bye.